So hey everyone, this is Stephanie from Hope and Love Radio, and today I'm interviewing Caden Furry, a member of the local community who has created an amazing program. And the program we are going to discuss today is the Cases for Kids program. So tell us about your story, tell us about the Lions Club and the Cases for Kids program.
I'm heavily involved in the community. I'm a big volunteer. How we initially connected was because of my music tie-in. I did my first open mic at age 60. Since then, I've done showcases. I did my own cabaret show. Even done a music video, a karaoke contest, and I won. And now I'm collaborating with a young songwriter. But in terms of Lions Clubs, it's the world's largest service organization. We have a seat, an NGO seat on the UN. I grew up with the Lions Club, so joining Lions was natural for me about 35 years ago. In fact, I was the first woman in Fresno County Lion, and I'm very proud of it. Clubs usually have short-term projects and long-term projects. And I approached my club with a short-term project idea that they ended up naming Cases for Kids. And it was to gather suitcases, put stuffed lions in them, 50 suitcases, 50 stuffed lions, and take them to the Craycroft Children's Center, which at that time was Fresno County's emergency child center. Because children, when they're removed from their home, their things are thrown into trash bags. And this is how they go from home to home. And they see their things in trash bags and get to thinking, does that mean my things are trash? And if my things are trash, does that mean I am trash? And it wasn't a message that many of us wanted them to have. So Cases for Kids was born to give them a suitcase to carry their stuff with.
And what impact has your life experiences had on the work that you do with others?
I guess my philosophy growing up was if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. But I grew up in LA, and I was a foster kid. I've had a couple foster sons. I'm retired law enforcement. And I think when I was in law enforcement, I developed 3 rules of survival, is what I call them. One was to have a circle of friends that had nothing to do with my job. Because when you work shift work, it's really easy to hang with just those people. But you have to break free. You have to get off duty. I learned I had to do something to feed my soul. That was my crafting, my sewing, something I did for myself, self-care, they call it now. And then something that you have to feed your heart. And that's where my community service and volunteerism was involved. And I was raised in a family, this is what you do. You take care of your community. So all of that kind of led to Cases for Kids.
Thank you. Is there a particular moment or memory that stands out for you?
There's a couple of them. When I started talking about Cases for Kids, educating people on foster care, there's 500,000 children at any given time in this country in foster care. You could watch light bulbs come on because it's very much a forgotten part of our population. And I love watching people react to the simple concept of a suitcase can mean so much to a child. And I share stories that social workers have shared with me. And it just makes it really important to the community. It is a community project. More than just Lions feed this project. And what I think was interesting, about a year ago, I had a young high school club help me clean suitcases and prep things. And about an hour in, a young lady just very quietly was doing a suitcase. And she goes, I remember when I got my suitcase. And she still remembered, she still had it. And now she was preparing suitcases for other kids. And she has asked to come back. So, yeah, it's gratifying to see and hear things like that. And it's been going on for 25 years.
That's wonderful. Is it just Fresno County or is it a national program?
It is now technically an international program. There are versions of my program from Hawaii to New York. Canada, Mexico, England, Australia, and India.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
It's been recognized by Lions Clubs International, by the Red Cross. Different counties have done proclamations and resolutions. So it's really great.
Yeah. What successes do you think you had with the program?
What successes? I think it has more to do, well, the fact that the whole program is expanded from suitcases. Locally, we also do, every suitcase gets a blanket, and those are all donated by a couple of different programs like the San Joaquin Quilters Guild, Binky Patrol. They get backpacks, which again are from the Quilters Guild. They get a bag with toiletry items. You're at a new home, you don't have to ask for your basic toiletry items for your first week or so. You have enough to kind of get comfortable. You get a backpack with school supplies. If you're the new kid and you don't want to stand out, you want to hide. But if you have to ask for pencils and paper, then you stand out. And giving them a backpack with some basic school supplies lets them blend in and get more comfortable with the area. I think it's the stories I get back from the social workers that ever so often they share when something really big happens. That's what feeds it, and that's what I share with that when I do my presentations. They need to know how important this is.
Thank you. How is the program funded?
We are 100% volunteer and donation, and no government grants or anything. It really is just the community gets together. I actually have a couple people I can call when I have a special needs, but we've worked with the FBI Victim Services. We've worked with CASA. We now work with different foster family agencies, and ever so often we work with schools because one of their staff is aware of our skills or what we have. We've helped out veterans groups. The challenges are just getting the word out there, and the fundraising is the hard part, how we fund it. And a lot of it is going to talk to people, asking them for their donations. And if they don't have anything, do you have $10 or $20 so I can go out and buy something? And I've gotten really good at shopping at like a Dollar Tree.
So you mentioned the challenges with the fundraising. Were there any challenges that you have faced when working with the program?
Probably initially was the sustainability. Kids always have a need, and it's always trying to meet those needs. And for me, it's the larger suitcases. People seem to have a lot of turnover with smaller carry-ons, which works great. When I get a call from a social worker, we need a suitcase, I try to do the size appropriate to their age. When I get teenagers, it's really hard because I don't have large suitcases. And sometimes I have to give them two smaller ones. Well, then I'm eating up what small inventory I have too that way. So it's just getting the word out there and hoping somebody's got a large suitcase, international size suitcase they don't need.
Okay, thank you. And what has been your biggest accomplishment with the program so far?
We're still going 25 years later. Never did I expect that. The whole board of directors and everything. Getting the proclamations from the different counties, being awarded a Hall of Fame with the city of Clovis, and just the networking with the different programs, service programs out there, and how we all interact with each other and meet different needs. Sorry, that's my dog. She wants in. But it's just the fact that I'm still going and people are still wanting to participate. I get calls ever so often from a couple different people, like a year ago or 2 years ago, they donated. Do I still need stuff? Yeah.
It's amazing. How has this program impacted your life?
Meeting some really wonderful people I would not have gotten to meet otherwise. Government officials. In my line of work, I usually met people when they were in trouble. and I got to meet people during a good time. Corporate representatives, people in Lions Clubs International. I've had actual conversations with them, not just nice to meet you in a receiving line, but actual conversations. The networking has been fabulous, and I've learned so much from all these other people. I don't think I would have had the opportunity before, because I actually had something to bring to the table as well. Getting to expand cases for kids, making contact with other organizations. Now I'm on a board of directors of Hands On Central California, which is a program that helps get nonprofits and volunteers connected. I never would have had that opportunity, years ago. So that's a little mind-boggling to people.
Have you met any of the kids?
I don't formally meet the kids. I'm given gender and age, and that's how their bags are put together, because they have the right of privacy. The reason I have met a couple of the kids was, well, like the young lady who came to volunteer. She didn't know what it was she was volunteering for, because the club advisor kind of booked him over to me. One of my daughter's girlfriends, when the program was still fairly new and my daughter was in school, I had a bunch of suitcases I was cleaning to take over to Graycroft, and she was put to work because she came to visit. Well, a couple months later, she was at Graycroft herself, and she got one of the suitcases. So she told me what it meant to her, because she felt connected with someone, because she was so disconnected because of what had happened. It just keeps, it's mind-boggling.
Yeah, thank you. How can we best support you?
Donations, suitcases, toiletry items, and just a small hotel size shampoos, the sample sizes, school supplies, and large suitcases, and money. If you don't have something to donate, but you want to give $5 or $10 or something, I can use that to buy hairbrushes with, odds and ends. I have an Amazon wish list, if you would prefer to choose directly from that. And then volunteers. I'm always needing somebody to help me clean, to sort, to organize. We just moved to a new storage facility, and I'm still organizing. So I could definitely use somebody who's willing to get dirty. And I'm physically unable to do some of the moving around. So I need a couple of people with strong backs, weak minds, but strong backs to help me move stuff around.
How, if people are interested in volunteering or even to help donate, how can we get a hold of you?
I can give you my email address. It's caden.casesforkids@gmail.com.
Okay.
And yeah, it's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
I have a special need. I need some heavy duty shelves. I need some clear storage containers. If anybody has any that they would love to get rid of. And if you have a club, I'd love to come talk. Clearly, I'm not shy about talking about the program.
Okay. Thank you, Caden, so much for being here. So for everyone, the interview will be on Hope and Love Radio tonight at 7:30. We'll also be on Facebook, LinkedIn, and on YouTube. And we hope to see everybody there. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, Stephanie.
You're welcome. You're welcome.